There is no other structure in this city, in this county, that has the treasure that's right here in downtown Jackson.
First time I think I came into this church, again, I was just taken by the beauty of it. The stained glass windows at that time were just all around me, and they were so detailed, so beautiful that you just have to spend time just looking at them. And that's what I really had to do several times, was take out time from a busy day, just come in here all by myself when the sun is shining in through the afternoon, and just look at each window and take the time. And it was well worth it. I'm glad I did.
One Easter morning, the one window, the Assumption window, that had the sun shining in, and it was so, I mean, we were all sitting there talking about it. It was beautiful.
There is no question that when it comes to those windows, there is nothing in the diocese. And I'm telling you this, I'm sitting at the Cathedral Parish, and I have said it publicly from the pulpit time and again, that these windows at the cathedral are beautiful, but if you want to see spectacular windows, you need to go to Jackson St. Mary's.
Well, this beautiful church, St. Mary's Tennessee, is a structure that shines like a jewel in the heart of downtown Jackson. It's got spires that inspire and draw people to her. It's got domes that lift the eye up as you come into the church. Your eyes are just naturally drawn up, and you know you're in a holy place. The original church was built in 1881. It was a wood frame church, and much of that wood we still have in our present sacristy. But I can only imagine that the church grew significantly in those next 30 years, because there were plans to build a new church, this present church, and construction was delayed by World War I. Construction finally began in 1923 and then ended in 1926. The total cost of the building this beautiful church was $380,000. The culture we're living in today is suffering from a loss of the sense of God, and a loss of the sense of a need for God. And I'm convinced that in maybe a generation, 2 generations, the young people then will realize that the world cannot offer what they're looking for. And as St. Augustine said, our hearts, Lord, are restless until they rest in Thee. And then they will be restless, and they will be seeking the Lord. And then when they come into a church like this, their eyes will be drawn up, their hearts will be moved, and they will thank God that we took the time, took the care, and invested in the future for them to come to know the Lord in this beautiful place, this temple of the Lord. This is God's house. They're God's children. This is their home as well, and we need to welcome them even now.
I guess a really good example of that is that World War I window. You can look at that all day long, and you're going to see things that you've not seen before, even if you looked at it 3 or 4 days in a row. And that's true with most art. And stained glass is definitely art, something to be appreciated, and visually we can be evangelized, certainly as much as we can be with our ears. So we can use all of our senses for evangelization. And I think that stained glass makes it feel much, much more like home.
The World War I window, greatly, beautifully viewed from the celebrant's chair at Mass, because the chair is angled in such a way that you kind of you have that in full view. The window is unique in that it has the combination of both religious and civic accolades with the military component, the women religious, the Sisters of Charity, there in the bottom left-hand corner, I believe, and the flag of the United States flying.
I am blessed to have some military people in my family, so just the very subject matter of Christ in the battlefield is very touching to me.
That World War I window is significant because it acts as a tribute to the men and women who served our country and sacrificed their lives for her, but also it's a tribute to God, who stands above the human fray, above all of the evil that is afflicting our nation and our world. And God is there, God is present, offering hope. And so that window, I think at the time, was dedicated in this church to be a sign of hope that the Lord is here. He's here in this church. He's here in all our human affairs, and no matter how ugly and awful it gets, the Lord will abide.
I really have a fondness for the first window on the left in the lower area, which is the Annunciation window. The beauty of many of those windows, especially the ones at the lower side, is that they can be approached. You can get up to them and see them. You can look at the detail work that is there. And I have thought that there could be a study done of those windows just in the halos that are behind each one's head, because in looking at them myself, I certainly didn't see any identical halos in any one window. They were always different. And moving on to the next one, it seemed like those were different. And the next ones, those were different. And so it was, to me, a study in the beauty and creativity of the artists to paint on these pieces over obviously the colored glass.
My favorite window is the Transfiguration window, because it speaks to me, I guess, that this is the glory that the Lord Jesus has for all of us. That one day, despite all the turbulence of this life, that's our destiny, to be in heaven, in glory with Jesus. And when we see Him face to face, that's the way it will be. Right now, I have to see with the eyes of faith. I can only see Him in this window, but for now, that's pretty good. The windows have not had any significant repairs done since they were installed in 1926. So a lot of the putty, the caulking has gone bad, but those pieces that need to be replaced will be. The steel supporting structure between the window segments, that is rusting out. That needs replacing. It's not well anchored to the wood molding, and also the protective glass on the outside of the windows has not been ventilated over all these years, and so you get a very hot space of air there, which affects the windows over time. And there's condensation that occurs as well. So we're going to have to replace that protective glass with ventilated tempered glass. We'll need to put new supporting steel structures in that are well anchored to the wood surround, and then also paint and reseal and caulk the windows around the molding. And new churches that are being built have their own beauty, but it's not like this. You can't build another church like this with any reasonable sum of money.
And so there is that true sense of irreplaceable in the image of the window. You cannot duplicate that kind of work today.
So this church is open during the day. It's open for all people here. It's in the heart of Jackson. It's for all people in Jackson, and we invite people to come in. It's not just for the Catholics, it's for all of Jackson. What I'm asking is for people to make an investment in the beauty of this church and in the beauty of these windows, and to invest it for the future, for the people who come here. And many, many people are going to come here and say, oh, those are beautiful windows. Thank God they preserved these windows.